What are some of the big talking points you've been having with some of the attendees that have approached the Cloudflare stand?
Well, you know what? It's on everybody's mind at the moment is how to balance security with efficiency, making the world an easier place for people to work in, especially with the newer technologies, artificial intelligence, cloud is everywhere, mobile devices, giving people choice. But also balancing that with the need for regulation, to adhere to regulation, NIS2, which is coming in, it's going to be much wider. Also around security, how to use technology like AI to respond quicker and faster to events as they happen.
What are some of the challenges that AI can bring to the cybersecurity space and to people trying to keep themselves secure in 2024?
Well, when I talk about AI, it's always about the good things and the bad things. So AI tends to make things that were manual and slow quicker and actually quite often more efficient. I mean, I use ChatGPT, for example, and Bard and stuff all the time to help me be a better human being. But on the other side is the bad guys aren't stupid. They know now how to create convincing phishing emails in Arabic that somebody in the Middle East would open and be convinced to open. So in order to fight AI, you need to fight it with AI. So Cloudflare, we have AI in many of our technologies. For example, email phishing detection. We use AI to detect whether something has come in from an AI to attack human beings. And that's a good use of that. Otherwise, AI is being used to protect websites, to learn the ebb and flow of traffic as it goes around the internet, and really to make the internet a faster place for people who use Cloudflare.
What are some of the other big challenges that organizations are facing in 2024 when it comes to keeping the hackers out?
Well, misconfiguration of websites and misconfiguration of security systems is a really big problem for the industry. And at Cloudflare, we're trying to make things simple. We're trying to help standardize and reduce the requirement for multiple point products so that you can have a much better way of configuring stuff. Other challenges, of course, as we are post-COVID to a large extent, is the fact that we're living a much more digital life now. And we're using our own devices now. So, the old model of security, which is based around things that the organization owned, now it's much more likely that the organization doesn't own it. So focusing on the identities, focusing on securing those identities, and actually using AI to understand whether those identities have been stolen or not.
Do you have any security hot takes about, how organizations are keeping themselves secure and any trends in 2024?
Well, I'd love to talk about democracy and protecting democracy because, a third of the world's population is going to the polls this year. So in the US, India right now, in the UK, we're facing an election in South Africa. They've just had an election. And it's really important to every human being on Earth that people understand what is true and what is not true. So things like deep fakes and misinformation, the whole industry needs to come together for that. And Cloudflare is doing its bit with Project Athenium, where we're trying to protect democracies so that people can make their own decisions and not be fooled by misinformation.
For the latest tech insights, visit em360tech.com.